Breaking news, more rockets fired into Israel yet again today, and the Israelis step up their air offensive on the Gaza Strip here. Death toll in the air offensive said to be up to 100 Palestinians dead amid a new report that Lebanese militants have fired rockets on Israel's northern border. David Lee Miller streams live near the Israeli-Gaza border with more from there now. David Lee.
Bill, this is Friday, the start of the Jewish Sabbath. Normally, this is a quiet time in this region. Today, though, anything but. Israel attacking Gaza once again from the air, land, and the sea. The Israeli military used aircraft, tanks, and ships. The big question on the minds of many, will there be a ground incursion? As for the death toll in Gaza, the latest number, 103 killed since this conflict got underway 4 days ago. Today alone, 13 people died in Gaza, most of them civilians, among them 5 people from the same family. Also, we are told, a 5-year-old girl. This, as the military here goes after launchers, tunnels, as well as the militants themselves. There was also a massive fire in Gaza's port today after the Israeli Navy fired on fishing vessels. You might recall that only days ago, Hamas militants infiltrated Israel from the Mediterranean. And today, Bill, the deadline for U.S. citizens in Gaza to alert U.S. officials that they might be needing assistance. And let's see if we can come back to a live picture. Bill, I want to show you off in the distance here. And this is a couple of miles from where we are. You can see the huge plume of smoke. Just a few moments ago, there was yet another airstrike in Gaza. And from our vantage point here along the border, we have seen many of these strikes in just the last few hours. We have also seen a number of rockets being fired by militants. Today alone, at least 70 rockets were fired from Gaza into Israel. At least one of those rockets that was not intercepted by the Iron Dome hit a gas station in the city of Ashdod. That station erupted into flames. There was a person who was disabled and couldn't get out of their vehicle, and because of that couldn't get to shelter and was seriously injured. Another rocket today hit a home not far from the border. This rocket, Bill, smashed through the roof of this home, and it smashed right through the kitchen. Fortunately, the inhabitants of this particular home heard the warning and were able to seek shelter. And very quickly, I should add that some 200 miles from where I'm speaking to you, the border with Lebanon, it looks like there's been another situation that has Israelis very concerned. In South Lebanon, which is Hezbollah-controlled, at least 2 rockets were fired into northern Israel. Israel responded with artillery fire. The Lebanese army showed up on the scene and found a 3rd rocket that was being readied to be launched. No one has taken responsibility. It appears to be an act of solidarity, not a coordinated effort with Hamas, but with what's happening here along the southern border, people are very, very much on edge, very mindful of what happened in the past, and there is concern that there could be some type of an escalation, although that appears very unlikely at this time. And lastly, we are expecting to hear again from Israel's Prime Minister, Benjamin Netanyahu. He is supposed to speak on television in just about 30 minutes' time. He spoke to the country last night. He's going to speak to the country again about this ongoing conflict on the minds of many. Will there be a ground invasion?
Yeah. And David Lee, stick with us one moment here. Give us a sense of geography. You're on the Israeli side of the border, I do believe. And behind you, looking to your right, would be Gaza. And the airstrike that you just witnessed would be how far away from your location? As I talk about that, we have another camera angle that we can show our viewers, David Lee, which appears to be from Gaza City, which shows the results of the airstrike that you just showed us live. Go.
I would say that's the tip of Gaza City. It's maybe 3-4 miles at least from where we are. If you take a look at the border here to get some sense of our position, I don't want to be too exact here. You might be able to see some antenna towers. That's the end of the border. That's the end of Israel and the beginning of Gaza. And I'm guessing it's about 3 or 4 miles from where we are. The border itself is only about 1 mile, Bill. So we didn't feel this blast, but we certainly did hear it.
David Lee Miller, stay safe out there to you and your crew. Thank you as that conflict continues. And he raises a great question. You know, what's the end game here, and how far will this go? And right now we do not know. So David Lee, thank you for that.